Hey everyone, it's Taylor here, back on the channel, and we've received loads of intrigue in our home. I wanted to put out a video on our home. I've seen many of people in our comments section that are just curious about our house. Our home sits on 10 acres and is surrounded by even more acreage that is family owned. The house is brand new and we just moved in at the beginning of 2022. Building materials skyrocketed in price with COVID, and sheetrock became very expensive. It ended up being better financially for us to use shiplap for our walls. I feel that our shiplap walls can be a little deceiving and may have made people think that our home is a little more aged than it actually is. Will is the one who sanded and stained all of the stain grade shiplap for our home, and he did a beautiful job. I've noticed the many comments about the beautiful stove that we have in our kitchen. She is Italian and is an Ilve brand range. That is spelled I-L-V-E. We call her Lucille. She works just as hard as Will and I do for our family, and definitely has a presence in our home. She completes our vibe here. Will's dad is who designed and built our cabinets and countertops. He is an excellent craftsman. I'm sure many of you have heard us mention that our home is passive solar. We do not have solar panels, but instead our home is built with respect to how the earth moves around the sun. As the earth orbits the sun and moves us through the seasons, the sun will appear lower in the southern part of the sky during fall and winter, and will be positioned directly overhead as we get closer to the summer solstice. Our home is basically one big rectangle, and is oriented facing north, south, east, and west. The floor plan is fairly open, and this allows air to flow through the entire house with ease. The southern wall is primarily windows which have low insulation value. This allows the sun's light to shine in during the colder months of the year when the sun is lower in the sky. Please do excuse my drawing. I by no means consider myself an artist. Our roof pitch was designed so that the overhang of the roof will cast a shadow over those southern-facing windows during the hotter spring and summer months. This stops the light from shining in, keeping our home a cooler temperature in these hotter months. Ideally, high-trafficked rooms such as the living room and kitchen are planned out along the southern-facing side of the house, and the bedrooms are placed on the northern side. This ensures that the bedrooms stay a comfortable temperature all year round, even during the hotter months of the year. Primarily, the sun is what keeps our home warm in the winter. Secondarily, the wood stove is there on the really cold nights. Another concept with passive solar building is having a thermal mass wall typically located within the heart of the home, or at least close to it. As you can see, our thermal mass wall is made up of brick. What you need though is essentially some sort of dense material. So ours is made up of brick. However, you could use stone, you could use concrete, it could be made up of cob material. So those are some other options that you could do for a thermal mass wall. So what happens, that thermal mass wall retains all the heat while the wood stove is running, and that wall is pulling in all that heat. Slowly, as the fire goes out in the wood stove at night after we go to bed, that thermal mass wall with all that heat retained will slowly begin to let that dissipate throughout the house and keep the house at a regulated temperature, so that way it doesn't get so cold in here, and so that way we don't have to turn our split units on to warm the house. The house will just stay fairly comfortable. The way that we actually heat and cool our home is with split units. We have 3 in our home. We have one in our bedroom, we have another one in the guest bedroom, and then we have another one in our kitchen that provides conditioned air to, of course, the kitchen, but as well as our living room. Our energy costs are very affordable because the split units pull very little energy. And during fall and winter, the sun shining in keeps our house a very comfortable temperature and warm even when it's 48 degrees outside, like it was this day that I got this clip. Our roof is made of galvanized aluminum, and our home is white, so that the light from the sun can be reflected easily, aiding in keeping our home comfortable in the summer months. Our passive solar design was actually done by a couple up in North Carolina for us, and they helped us get our home designed in this way, and then from there we had an architect draw up our blueprints. Everything was calculated for us so that way our home would work the way that it needs to based on our latitude and longitude. The house was designed to suit our climactic needs and lifestyle. I hope you all have enjoyed the tour of our home, and I hope that answers all the questions that people have had about when our home was built and the history behind it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.